What is going on, everyone? My name is James, aka TheComicRaider, back with another video. This one, I'm gonna have to talk a little lower, a little quieter. It is about 11 o'clock. I just got back from seeing The Batman. This is a comic book of The Long Halloween that, that was given for going to see the movie. I went to, it's called Galaxy Luxury. It's kind of like its own theater. So not sure where exactly the comic book is being given out, if it's everywhere or everywhere that's doing the special IMAX. But I just kind of wanted to get on here, give my thoughts about the movie, let all this emotion out. I think I was like super close to the camera, sorry. Let all this emotion out, talk about what I want to talk about. Just kind of honestly, what's the point of seeing it first if you don't come on here and drop one of the first reviews? So how I like to do reviews, if you're familiar with me from the Comic Book Fiend Club channel, I kind of like to do non-spoiler and then transition into spoilers. So my non-spoiler review of the movie is, it's a great movie. Go watch it. It's a great take. It's different. It's emo. It's noir. It's Detective Comics. It's not the Batman. It's Detective Comics, which I'll get into later in the spoiler one. So it's Detective Comics. If you love Detective Comics, if you love that side of Batman, this movie's great. I thought the acting was awesome all the way around. Story's cool. And you know, I thought, like I said, the characters were great. Batman was great. If you have any doubts about Batman, don't. And just watch it. Yeah, I can't recommend it enough. It is 3 hours. It's long, but it's not, you're not sitting there feeling like, oh my god, this is such a long, horrible movie. So yeah, so non-spoiler review, go watch it. Now, spoilers. I don't have time to fact check myself. I'm not gonna come on here and front like I know everything. There's gonna be things that I missed as far as Easter eggs probably go. There's also, I may have facts wrong. You know, I'm a big Batman fan. I've read a ton of the stories. I'm not an expert, and I have terrible memory retention when it comes to books, which is cool because I can enjoy them again and again and again. But it's great for my memory and trying to, you know, remember stuff. Little stuff, I'd say. So, okay, so I don't know how to start. I mean, it's like I said, it's Detective Comics. It is, you have the Riddler, which we all know from the trailer. You have the Riddler, and he is, you know, being a serial killer. He's murdering people in high positions within Gotham, and it's Batman and Commissioner Gordon trying to solve why, who he is, why is he doing this, and all that kind of stuff, and really uncovering dark secrets about Gotham and the people who run it and the crime bosses and all that kind of stuff. Stuff that you're familiar with if you've read a ton of Batman, if you've read Detective Comics and all that kind of stuff. But character-wise, it was freaking awesome. I thought Robert Pattinson is a really good Batman. He's not my favorite Bruce Wayne. There's a scene in the beginning which is narrated, which I thought was amazing. And I thought, is the whole movie going to be narrated? It's not, but the beginning is, and the end is a little bit. And I thought, that would just be kind of cool to get a comic book movie, like, narrated like that. But anyways, they didn't go that route. But they did narrate the beginning. And then he's basically writing in a journal. And then he closes it. And, sorry, I'm going to take notes here so I remember stuff. So he closes it, and it says, like, year 2, a date, and then year 2. So this is early Batman. This is year 2 Batman, early Penguin, early everybody really. So you have early Batman. So he's not my favorite Bruce Wayne. He's definitely emo, and all that kind of stuff. But you know, maybe, hopefully, they do a few more of these, and later on he can kind of take on maybe more of that serious Bruce Wayne role. But as far as Batman goes, I thought he was great. I loved that it wasn't a stupid voice. It was just, you know, him talking. There were some cheesy lines and some cheesy moments, for sure. But I thought he was great. I thought he was violent. He was action. But he played the role very well as far as being the detective. I love the suit, first of all. And then just the way that they filmed it. He has a presence in all the scenes. He's tall. He's big. He's not like big muscular, but he's tall, big. The way that they film it, like when he's in the room, he's in the crime scenes with the other cops, like he's just a presence. He's bigger than everybody, and he's there, and that was great to see. And it was great to see, like I said, it really focuses on the detective part, and you know, but when you do get the action, which is why I say this is a Detective Comics movie. When you do get the action, it's awesome. He was great. The way that they filmed a lot of the shots were great. But this is more story-driven, Detective Comics type. Selena Kyle, Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. I thought she was awesome. She has this swagger. She has this lustful appeal to her, the sensuality. She had the walk, the talk. And you know, was just, I really liked her performance of it. And then the Riddler was fantastic. When he's got the suit on, the mask on, and becomes his true self, and you know, all that kind of stuff, he was great. He was maniacal, just really smart, one step ahead. He fools Batman. I mean, this is a young Batman, but he fools him to the end. You know, Batman saves the day at the end of the movie, but the damage was already done. You know, Riddler kind of won in that sense. But leading up to it, it was really good. Like I said, he was great. Once he gets captured, and he kind of becomes the softer, quieter Edward Nygma. They changed his last name, I don't remember to what, but once he becomes that version of himself, it's kind of, okay, he's weird. You know, you prefer him with the mask, in the evil mindset. But he was still great. Great job by him. Great take on the Riddler. And excuse me, I'm sorry. Modern. A very modern take. I didn't actually know what year this movie took place in from the trailers. It's now. I mean, there's cell phones, there's videos, there's social media. There's a scene when they're going through a brand new car looking for a thumb drive. And so it's a modern movie. And this was a good modern take on the Riddler. And then I thought Jeffrey Wright did great as Commissioner Gordon. I really liked his character. I liked him and Batman working together, even when the cops didn't want them to. But the cops were a little more understanding this time around than they've been in other versions that I've seen. And then Penguin was awesome. Colin Farrell was awesome. Just the way that, obviously, his look was great, that they got him to transform like that. But his character was great. Not so much a part of the second half. I don't know, second half, but third act of the movie. But he was great. I I don't know if it's just me. I'll have to see this on my second watch through. But like when he talked, there was a couple times when his lines were too much. He talked too much, and I feel like he I don't know, the accent, like he lost it, or in the middle of the dialogue he changes to a different accent. There's something up with the accent, and I'll have to watch it again, and I'm probably gonna notice it more now. But like, there was something there. Like I said, whether he changed and just didn't catch it and reel it back enough, I don't know. But other than the accent when he's talking too much in some of his scenes, he did really, really, really good. And John Turturro as Carmine Falcone, or Falcone, he was awesome. I really liked his character. And you know, he's the funny guy, you know, Transformers, he's the agent, but he's funny. You know, he was the comedic relief, and that's just who he's been. But this was him in a more serious role. He's got a couple lines where he's laughing and whatever, but he was serious, and I thought he was awesome. I really liked him in this one. And Alfred was good. He's not a huge part of the movie, but he serves a purpose, and Andy Serkis was great as Alfred. And I'm sorry, I don't think I'm forgetting anybody, but yeah, so acting wise, like I said, acting wise, great. I'm sorry I'm rambling on about that, but acting wise, great. Story, it's Riddler killing bosses, killing people who were a part of the corruption in Gotham, and eventually leading to try and find, everyone's protecting this rat. I'm not gonna spoil it. You know, I don't know if anyone's gonna watch this. Who cares? But anyways, I'm just not gonna say it. Just whatever. You get to the rat, and it's cool. It's a cool take. It's a cool part. Just them finding out the whole thing. The way that the Riddler exposes everybody is great. The crime scenes are great. Just all of it. And then I did notice a couple of Easter eggs. I'm sure I missed a ton, but there's a scene when they are describing the history between the Waynes, and they actually mention a reporter named Elliot. I think it was Thomas Elliot, but I could be wrong on the first name. But it was Elliot, who is a Hush, and then while the Riddler's describing it, he's like, you know, something, you know, this reporter named Elliot, and then he was given hush money to stay quiet. He was offered hush money to stay quiet about the bad history of the Waynes that he had, the dirt on the Waynes that he had. And even when like he says the word hush money, hush appears across the screen, which I just thought was really cool. Then at the end of the movie, Catwoman and Batman are talking, and he's like, you know, where are you gonna go? And she says, well, you know, I might go check out Bloodhaven. So that's where Dick Grayson resides. That's kind of his town to watch over while Batman takes care of Gotham. Nightwing, I think I said Nightwing, or I said Grayson. Nightwing runs Bloodhaven. So that was another callback. That was cool. Then of course the movie ends towards the end with the big reveal of Barry Keoghan from the Eternals, and it is indeed that, yes, he is playing the Joker, or at least that's the character that you're led to believe. He makes a riddle about being a clown. And then of course him and Riddler share this moment where they're laughing maniacally. I don't know how to feel about this. I don't know that it's needed. If they do make another one, I don't need to see another Joker. I loved the fact that this was Detective Comics. This focused on that aspect of Batman. I want to see more of that. I want to see a Black Mirror storyline. I want to see I think this would be a great Court of Owls storyline. I don't need to see this version becoming a Batman action movie like all the other ones and taking down the Joker and all that kind of stuff. I would love if DC could bring back Ben Affleck, make that series, make that Batman, and then these movies can run also. You can do both. And this is Detective Comics, whether you officially call it that or not. That's what I want to see. They have 2 comic books for a reason. You have Batman and you have Detective Comics. And Detective Comics focuses on the detective part of Batman. So it's done in the comic books. Granted, it's the same Batman, but you could do it. And I don't think anybody would complain. I know I wouldn't. I'd love it. I would love it. Focus on this version, this style. Make it Detective Comics, the series, the movie trilogy. And then, you know, do the other action shit, you know, do the Joker and all that somewhere else. I don't need it again. And I say this when Joker's one of my favorites. I'm a villain guy, but I don't need him. I don't need him again. But that's neither here nor there. Now, I only have a couple more things to touch on. The gadgets. Batman, the Batarang being in the chest plate, that was awesome. I thought it was so cool. Batman uses contact lenses that record everything. Record and store everything. So everything he sees, everything he's doing when he's studying a crime scene, he doesn't have to remember it all. He can then go back to the Batcave, you know, the eyeballs, the contacts, translate the data into the computer, and he can sit there and go over the whole crime scene that he saw through his eyes. He can catch things, he can catch people in conversations, all of it. I thought that was awesome. I don't know that they've done that in comics. I could be wrong, but that was the first time I've seen it on film, and I thought, that is freaking so cool to do that. Then there's a scene when he escapes from the cops and he gets on a rooftop and he jumps and he like hits a little thing on the suit and boom, his suit becomes like a paraglider suit, a glider suit. And I thought that was really cool, and that was a cool way for him to be able to, you know, escape from a high point like that. And he flew. And then there's an awesome moment at the end of that where he crashes and eats shit. But that was awesome. I don't know if there's too many other gadgets. I mean, you had the Batarang, you had the grapple gun. He used the rope in a cool way to scale down a building at one point. Stuff like that was cool. But, and then I think, honestly, lastly is the Batmobile. The Batmobile doesn't play a huge part, but the scene in which it does, it is so effing awesome. The introduction of it is so badass. The scene, the way that he turns it on and rumbles it, and just the tension just builds and builds. It was such an amazing introduction to the Batmobile. And then you get an awesome scene that kind of seems to slow down a little bit. It goes super high, you know, high action, then it kind of slows down, and it's tension. The music's going, and then it ends with a big crash, big bang finale. It was awesome. But like I said, for me, the scene was great, but the intro to the Batmobile is so badass. They nailed it in that aspect. There was a lot of things I loved about the cinematography of the movie. I love the feel. I love the vibe. I love the gadgets. Batmobile, I can't say it enough. That was so good. So well done. The actors did an amazing job. All of them. And like I said, I think honestly the only low point is, like, you know, he's not the greatest Bruce Wayne. You know, there's a scene when Alfred's kind of injured and he comes to in the hospital, and Bruce has just learned about the backstory of his parents, and like Alfred comes to and he wakes up and he's like, looks over, and Bruce is like, you lied to me my whole life. You told me that my dad, you know, my dad was a good man. He didn't make this mistake and accidentally have Elliot killed, and I'm just like, bro, this is not the time and place, my guy. What is wrong with you? The man has a goddamn concussion. He almost died. He comes to and you just start nagging him like a wife, and I'm like, dude, bro, Bruce Wayne, this is not it. It ends up being like a, you know, a touching moment, the two of them talking, but I was just like, bro, if I'm Alfred and I come to, and this motherfucker starts bitching at me like this, like, I'm fucking passing back out, bro. I'm passing back out. I'm going the fuck back to my coma, because this motherfucker is not about to sit here and interrogate me like this. I just woke up. I'm happy to see you. And you're gonna be a bitch. I was just like, bro. But it ended up working out. I was just like, bro, Bruce Wayne, this is not the time. Not the time. But other than that, man, yeah. Story, it was cool. It's a long movie. Has a lot of ups and downs. I'd say the first part of the movie is better than the second part. Kind of starts, you know, dwindling down very quickly. But it's still awesome. Characters are awesome. I can't wait to watch it again, which will be tomorrow and again on Thursday. But yeah, please go watch it. Please go watch it. Let me know what you think in the comments. When you do, I'll be interested in hearing everyone's different takes on this, because I think people are going to have different opinions. But yeah, man, I loved it. I thought it was great. It's a really, really good, different take. Yes, it's another Batman movie. Yes, you have to see a different version. But hey, it's crazy that so many people can have so many different takes on Batman. And that's what's great about the character. And that's what's great about this. This is different. It's not what you've seen before. Christopher Nolan did a very realistic take. A lot of story driven. But this is Detective Comics. This is Detective Comics the movie. And that's what I'm sticking to. And it was great. So watch it, enjoy it, let me know what you think, or let me know what you thought. I'm gonna rock this Joker vibe room for a bit. I'm hyped, except for the Joker part. I just mean like it's Batman theme, but don't need the Joker in this series. Anyways, that's all I got. I'm gonna wrap it here. I could go on and on and on about this movie. It's great. Go watch it. Stay safe out there. Stay safe when you're going to the theater, you know, all that good stuff, man. Take care of your guys' selves. Let me know in the comments what you thought below, and thank you for all the support I've received. It's been overwhelming so far. I appreciate each and every one of you. I got more stuff coming. I had this planned. I've got cool interviews planned. I've got haul videos planned. I got big plans, but this is where I was going to start. So peace out, y'all. Have a good one. Take care of yourselves.